So recently, I was watching a video about types of lost media for other companies, and I was thinking, ARX has some lost media that I remember. So what if we go through some of those? And yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Though you probably already know that because you probably read the title, saw the thumbnail, whatever. So we're first going to start with some of ARX's forgotten games. And they have a fair share of some forgotten games. The first one that I'm going to list is the most recent one, and it's titled Panda Battles on Scratch, or just Panda Battles for short. And yes, as the name implies, it was supposed to be a battling game for Scratch featuring Panda. There was eventually more media of this game, including an overview trailer and a second trailer. The overview trailer announced its release date, but it was eventually delayed to a later date, which we didn't know what that later date was, and still don't know, and I think it's canceled by now. You know, I was actually the developer of that game, and yeah, I can confirm it has been canceled. And I actually wanted to finish this game, but I couldn't because Scratch was very limited, and it kept lagging. Maybe this game will see the light of day again with a remake of it on like Unity or something, but we'll never know, only time will tell. The game still exists though, because I thought it was too precious to delete, but I never really released it to the public. But yeah, I could do that if you guys would like. And a similar game that was also planned to be on Scratch and was also cancelled for the same reason was ARX All-Stars Fighting. There was a trailer posted for a little bit, but it was eventually deleted, and that probably means that it was cancelled. Now, the difference between Panda Battles and ARX All-Stars Fighting is ARX All-Stars Fighting was supposed to have a fighting mechanic similar to that of Smash Bros. And Panda Battles was supposed to be more like flick-based. Think of Deltarune or Undertale. And as the name implies, it would not only be Panda, but all of ARX. Well, not every character, but a lot of ARX's franchises will be in that game. Or would have been, if it wasn't cancelled. Honestly, the idea seems pretty cool, but we already have Super Smash Bros. They could just add Panda to Smash Bros. Though I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. Alright, so those were the games that were announced, but what about ARX games that didn't even come out or get announced? What about the ones that only the ARX employees know about? Well, there's plenty of those, including ARX PG. The only stuff in this game is a black box with a pair of red eyes glowing that suddenly appear, and they read, "I'm alive, perfect," and then just disappear. Now, it's unknown as to what this game would be about. I'd assume those red eyes are some kind of monster that start getting a bunch of people from the ARX franchise and putting them into an RPG. But that's only from the name and what we have of it. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Another unreleased game was Water Gun, which, yeah, was a game where you had a water gun and shot people with it. Oddly enough, this game was featured in the background of one of Taishel's videos, so maybe he knows something about it. But other than that, yeah, we don't know any of the developers or even if it had a story. Anyways, that's the end of all the games. But this is about ARX lost media, not just games. So there's still more to cover. Next was actually a book, but not a Panda book, a Bodo book. The book was titled Bodo Wrecked, but when you open it, it says it's titled Bodo Distorted. So maybe it was supposed to be called Bodo Wrecked, but they changed it to Bodo Distorted. Anyways, from the singular page we got, it seems to be the adventures of the Bodo Roblox game, but as a book. And currently we don't have any books about any of ARX's franchises, not that I know of at least, so it does make sense that they would try to expand their franchise into books. Alexa, cancel. And this does make sense that they would make a Bodo book because the owner of ARX reads books, and I don't think it's because he enjoys them, but I think it's because they make him feel smart. And it makes sense that they would choose Bodo specifically because the owner of ARX was actually the one who created Bodo as a whole. So, makes sense. This wouldn't really be something I'd read because I don't expect ARX to be that good at making books. But, maybe there will be a school project on something for like some random kids journal thing, book, essay, whatever. I mean, they do always choose the worst books. Anyways, staying on the topic of Bodo, we also have this photo of what seems to be an unfinished red Bodo monster. I can't say I know what this is supposed to be used for. Maybe it was supposed to be in a Bodo sequel where the Bodo is dead and this red one takes its place. I don't know. Or maybe we need to collect the 7 human Bodos to become, you know what, never mind. Also, upon googling photos of the 7 human souls for reference, I found this. What the hell is this? Anyways, this is an ARX video, not an Undertale video. So let's move on to the next one. Anyways, this next one is actually the last one. Yeah, there's not much because ARX is fairly new game developers, so yeah. Anyways, this is a photo of... I actually have no idea. It kind of looks like a frog, so maybe that's it. But other than that, I have no idea. Maybe it's supposed to be its own species, I don't know. This also kind of reminds me of the models in the Deep Cave, so maybe this was supposed to be a character in that game, but got cut for whatever reason. But yeah, those are all the lost ARX media that I can find. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, because maybe if they release more, I'll make a part 2. Or maybe they don't even have to release it, and we'll somehow find it ourselves. But yeah, I'm gonna go do whatever because I've been working on this video for like 3 hours and 30 minutes straight. So goodbye guys.